Welcome to Worship Leader Hangout. My name's Chad. Today I'm going to show you how to take yarn, some LED tape, and wood to make designs like the one you see behind me. This is surprisingly inexpensive, and I want to show you exactly how we made these panels and how you can adapt them for your stage. Let's go. So now you know a little bit of what the design looks like. I'm going to show you specifically how to build the design. The design that I'm talking about are the rectangles of light that you see behind me. Now, just to answer any questions up front, the light is an LED strip that I bought on Amazon. You can buy these rolls. They're 16-foot rolls. You can buy them for, you usually get 2 of these rolls for 30 bucks. And then there's some other things that go along with that to be able to attach them. And to get them set up for DMX, for your lighting system. I'm gonna go into that a little bit later in the video, but right now we're gonna talk about that rectangle. So instead of just saying rectangle though, the entire video, I'm gonna call these panels, LED panels. I know they're not like the really nice, expensive LED display panels, but that's just what we called them, just for lack of better words. We don't wanna say rectangle 100 times. These two on either side are 8 by 3, so 8 foot by 3 foot, and the 2 in the center are 5 foot by 3 foot. So as far as materials to make the panels, we used wood to make the frame. Of course, I showed you in the intro, we used yarn for the design inside of the frame, and then of course the LEDs to light that. So for the frame, I didn't actually cut corner angles like you normally would for a frame, especially if you use 2x4 or 2x3. I literally just took the 3-foot section and the 8-foot section, laid it on top. I pre-drilled so that way I didn't have any splitting in the wood, especially if you use crappy wood, it will split. And I just screwed just like this to make my corner. So the top and bottom section will have a gap, so it'll go down by a ½ inch, obviously right there. So I considered this my front, and then what I did is I measured from here to the other side and cut a piece of wood to lay down in there and screw from the back, so that way this could be my front and it looked smooth and consistent. I know some of you out there are like, freaking out, because it's not very hard to cut 45-degree corners, join them together. I realized that it was just a time thing. It was just much easier for us. Smack that on top, screw it in, fill in that section with another 3 foot. It was like, I think it wasn't quite 3 feet. It was like 33 inches almost exactly. So anyway, so that's how we built the frame. Once we got that done, we painted it black. We used about 1 gallon of paint. We painted it flat black, so that way it kind of disappears, and you just want that frame of light showing more so than you want the wood showing. The design inside of the panel is just made with yarn. I just stretched yarn from corner to corner, side to side. Now how we did this was, once I was finished painting the frame of the panel, I flipped it over on the back side. I measured a center marking point in the middle of the 8-foot section, as well as the top and bottom, so side to side and top and bottom. And then we measured 2 inches out from that mark all the way down and met corner to corner with the 2-inch mark measurement. So then what I did was I got ½ inch screws, and I just screwed them in, left about, a 1/4 inch sticking out of the top of the wood, some more, some less. And then to get this exact design, tie it off at one corner and then pull it and meet the other corner, wrap it around a couple times, and then follow all the way back to the other corner to the next screw in line, and repeat this and go all the way around counterclockwise or clockwise, it doesn't matter, until you come back to the beginning where you started. And then what you're gonna do is you can either go backwards or forwards. It's not really gonna matter, but what I did is I doubled up. So I just kept going the same direction. The yarn I got at Hobby Lobby. Anywhere yarn is sold, they're gonna have white. But I got yarn that had a little bit of a shimmer in it. And sorry, this is just a mess. I'll try to show you. Anyway, you can barely see it, but now I would definitely recommend getting white yarn because it's gonna reflect the color of your LED so much better than any other color yarn. I think you'll just enjoy that a lot more. For the LED strips that you see on the edge of the design, kind of capping it off on each side, it looked kind of weird on paper when I just had the 6 panels kind of go into the center. I needed something to cap it off, something to like bookends, something to say this is the edge of the stage. And the best way to do that was to just put a straight up edge on the stage of light. So just like the frame of the panel, I used 1/2x1 boards, and then I just put 2 8-foot sections together like this, and then layered another like 2 or 3 foot section on top. Then we painted it flat black, just like the frame, and got it ready to put the LED strip on. All right, now we're back here behind the stage, behind the left middle panel that you saw from the front. We used, like I said before, an LED tape that I bought on Amazon. You can buy 2 of these 16-foot rolls for about $30. Some a little more expensive, some are cheaper, but it's nice and flexible. You can do just about anything. You can, if you made circles or wanted to, do some kind of different shapes or whatever with this tape, the sky's the limit. So like the description will say on the tape, is that it actually is tape. It has an adhesive on the back. You can hear that, my finger's sticking to it, but I'm easily pulling that away. Over the long haul, if you're gonna have these panels up for about, anywhere from 6 months to a year, this stuff doesn't stick. This stuff, some of the panels, the tape fell off. Like my first panel, I just thought, hey, it's, tape, it should hold. That's the whole point of this stuff. It fell off within the first week. I had a whole section just collapsed. Once your design is ready to put the tape on, start from the corner. So like what I did, start from the corner where you're with your wires. You can go ahead and clip your wires and get those stripped and ready to go to be able to connect those to DMX. Because once you get it on there, it's a little tougher to do. And then go ahead and start attaching your tape to your panel. I dotted some liquid nail on the wood, just a small little dot of liquid nail. And the reason why I dotted, the tape would actually stick to the inside of the frame, because the liquid nail, hence the name liquid, is not very tacky at the very beginning. It takes a little while to dry, so I didn't want to have to hold the tape on or somehow hold it there in place until the liquid nail dried completely. I wanted this to help me out. Once you get it all the way around your frame, don't worry about corners as well, because more than likely you're not gonna land on a corner with an LED. It's very flexible, as you can see here, and it will curve around a 90-degree angle pretty well, even backwards. There we go, that's how it's gonna be. Once you get the tape in place, what I used to lengthen my wires, now you can see here, I put them up too soon. Now you can see here the wires are very short. Very short, they're about 3 inches long. What I wanted to do was lengthen this wire and put my decoder on the ground, because if I attach my decoder to the frame, I'd have this box, right here, which would have been fine. It wouldn't have showed up very much, but I could have hung it somehow off the edge and then attach my DMX cable and my power to that decoder, as well as had the wire going into that decoder as well on the frame, making it one fixture without having separate pieces. However, the reason why I didn't do it that way, and I decided to lengthen this wire, go down to the floor with the decoder and have everything connect to the decoder from there, is because I didn't want a ton of wires or cables coming up from the ground or wherever connecting to the frame. I just wanted one cable. You're gonna need the DMX decoder box that all 4 of these wires will connect to be able to convert this over to DMX to run with your system. And then you're also gonna need some kind of power brick if you don't have enough after you purchase your LED strip. If you don't have enough power bricks, I've linked one below that will work perfect with the DMX decoder to give this enough power so that way it doesn't flicker or anything like that. This cable here is actually DMX as well. Now, it's not being used as DMX. You can't cut off the end of a DMX cable and then attach it to here and expect it to work. It's just not gonna work that way. You need the decoder to talk to this strip to be able to use it with your lighting board or your lighting system. So I actually, I thought, well, DMX cable has 4 small wires in it. Our DMX cable specifically was black, red, white, and green. and the cable coming out of the LED strip was blue, red, white, and green. So I just dedicated the black to the blue, and the other were matched perfectly as far as what colors to use and where to go into the decoder. If you want to see exactly how to wire your LED strip into the decoder and get it ready for DMX, go check out a video. I showed you exactly how to do this more in detail, and it may answer some questions you might have as far as how to connect the LED strips and make them into DMX. So this is how we did it. We just put the two wires together, just like you would, put them together both in the same direction, twisted those, put the butt splice down, crimped it together. Now once we have the DMX cable retrofitted for lengthening the wires on the LED strip, we take it down to the DMX decoder, strip the wires, get them ready to go into your DMX decoder, and that is where the other video comes into play and showing you exactly where on the DMX decoder to put each wire, and then also how to connect power to your DMX decoder. So once you get power connected, then you can run your actual DMX cables to your DMX decoder and put them in sequence just like your other LED fixtures. Then at the board you patch these as RGB fixtures, just 3-channel RGB. I think ours was 8-bit RGB or whatever it's called. And your first channel is going to be red, your second channel is going to be green, and your third channel is going to be blue. And then you use those 3 colors. Of course, our lighting specialists and people that have done lighting know how to mix colors using those 3 colors. And that's how you mix the colors on the LED strips. I did with the vertical strips to make sure the LED strip was straight, because look at this stuff. Here, let me move that. There we go. This stuff is super flexible, even side to side like this. Let me get it in a good spot. Even side to side like this, it's very flexible, and if you don't somehow measure this or line this up properly, it's going to look really crooked and could look really bad when you stand out and look at it from the stage. So what I did for the vertical strips was I took a laser level, shot it straight down the blackboard, all 16 feet. Then we marked it with the liquid nail glue about 1 inch or 2 apart all the way down, and then just laid the tape down and stuck it to the wood in between the glue. And over a little bit of time the glue dried, and we set back, lit it up, connect DMX and everything, lit it up, and man, that strip was perfectly straight. So the last part of this video I want to talk about is how we hung this design. I like my new necklace. We actually used this chain. It's a black weldless chain from Lowe's. It's made of steel. It's powder coated, I think, and it's got a little bit of a gloss to it, but it just disappears when you don't hit it with any light. And it can hold about 13 pounds. They say the 10-foot section is rated for about 13 pounds. We used 2 because we hung it from each corner of the panel using a zip tie, a nice strength, like industrial strength zip tie on each corner. And then we took it to the top and did the same thing with the zip tie up on our truss up top. And then as far as leveling, we just made sure our chain was the exact same length and the same number of links as well. And then we leveled it by squeezing together links. If it was off by, like 1/8 of an inch, we just squeezed together these links a little bit. I think we had to do it on one of these middle sections and one of these middle side sections. Anyway, we just squeezed the links together. Since they're weldless, they have little breaks in them, and it leveled it up perfect. You just got to squeeze them a little bit at a time, and eventually you'll have that perfect level. Just put it right on the top, have somebody eyeballing it. If you got to get up in a lift or on a ladder, just have somebody looking at that level and tell you when it's good. I'm so thankful for all of our people that came out those 3 days that we tore apart our stage, took everything off, and put everything up. We actually had to rebuild a couple of the panels. We had to build the vertical strips, and I just had a lot of awesome people, and I was so thankful that they were there to help me and And you could have that too at your church. You just got to ask. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope the information I've given you has helped. I hope you're inspired to go out there and be creative and create something like this, or maybe this has inspired you to make a totally different design. Share those with me. Get on Instagram, get on Twitter or whatever, Worship Leader Hangout on Instagram. Go follow us over there. I want to see your pictures and see what you come up with. The great thing is there's a lot of information about how to use these LED strips out there, so don't be afraid to just go and search for more. But thank you so much for watching this video and giving me the time. I really do appreciate that. And we got links below for you to click on for all the materials and other products that we use to make this happen. Again, we appreciate you watching, appreciate you being a part of this this community with us, Worship Leader Hangout. Go follow us on Facebook. Man, there's so much going on right now, and I just wanted to throw it all in there. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, great worship leaders are always learning. Have a great day, guys.